Good evening from our Move to Prague office in Prague 2. Today's topic is Employee Card Extension. So I will tell you where to apply, how to apply, what documents are needed, and what is the timeline for the approval. And then if there is enough of you, we'll have Q&A session at the end. So where do you apply? You have to apply at the Ministry of the Interior, responsible for the location where you live. If you move for the application, so you're living at one address when your card is still valid, and then you're moving to a different place for the new application, then you need to apply according to the new address. So let's say if you're moving from Prague to Brno, then you would need to apply already in Brno because that's a new address for you. The same goes also within Prague. So if you move from Prague 6 to Prague 4, you need to apply instead of in Žukovského in Chodov. How do you apply? We prefer for everything, if we don't have to go to the ministry, we don't go. And this is one of the occasions where we don't have to go. So you can submit your application via mail. You just need to make sure that you have all the documents, that you have the application form, that it's signed, that you have the revenue stamps, call kit 2500, and that the whole application is delivered to the ministry latest when your current employee card expires. If you do it this way, then it's safe to apply via mail, and we actually prefer that because, as mentioned, if we don't have to go to the ministry, we don't go. But of course, on the other hand, if you want to go and if you want to hand your application in person, you can do that. It's just always advisable to book an appointment with the ministry in advance. Otherwise, you might wait for a couple hours. What documents are needed? So, application form, your passport, and the current employee card. If you're one side note: if the card expires, you have to return it to the Ministry of the Interior, and you need to return it like kind of ASAP. If you keep it for 2-3 months and only return it when you go pick up the new card, you could get a fine for not returning the card in time. So one of the documents is the passport, and the other one is the current employee card. Then you need one passport size photo, proof of accommodation. As mentioned in the beginning, it determines which branch of the MOI you go to. Then you need to have a confirmation that you're still employed. So that would be like a kind of confirmation from the HR, or if you sign some amendment to the contract, that's it. In case you changed employers within the validity of the employee card, and I've done another video, I believe, about that, and we've written an article on our movetoprague.com website, so go check it out if you want to change employer. But if you've changed employers, you might also need to submit the proof of your education. It depends on what you submitted previously, if the education is the same level. So when you were applying for the first employee card, you submitted your bachelor's degree, and now you move to a job where you need also a bachelor degree or lower, then you don't need to submit anything. But if you submitted bachelor's degree and now you move to a job which requires master's degree, then the ministry will want to see that you have master's degree as well. But if nothing changed, if you're under the same employer, you don't need to submit proof of your education anymore. Then you need 2,500 in stamps. It's the collect stamp, the cute little thing which they lick and put to your application. And if you go through the process with us, we would also have you sign a power of attorney so we can act on your behalf at the Ministry of the Interior. And what is the timeline for the approval? Well, officially 60 days. Unofficially, the ministry doesn't really care because this is not a priority. As long as you submit the application in time, you will be legal in the Czech Republic. You will be allowed to keep working on the same position, the same job, same company, everything. So for the ministry, this is not priority at all. So you can actually wait for 6 months, 7 months, 10 months. They don't care. Of course, I've made another video about what to do if they exceed the official timeline. So if it takes them more than 60 days, or let's say 90, just to give them some extra space, you can send them a letter or you can send them a complaint, and it will speed up your application process. But officially, they have 60 days. In real life, it's usually 6 and more months. That was it. So it was 5 minutes.